Hello, everybody. Katrina here, and today I want to share with you the power of a praying parent. For some reason, I felt so emotional after dropping off the kids, and I want to share. Oops, sorry about that. I think I want to share with you and capture this emotion and maybe help you in one way or another if you're also a parent like me and going through the same situation that I've had in the 4 years ago. So I thought of sharing that. By the way, if you're tuning in live or on a replay, comment live or replay and let me know where you're tuning in from, so we know how global we are. And let me know. I hope you had a great weekend. That was the second to the last weekend. Oh, that was the last weekend of November. It's going to be another great week, and we're gearing up for our Christmas party for my team. This coming Saturday, we'll have a cruise, so I'm so excited for that. And if this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Katrina. I'm based here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I have three boys. I've been running my online business for 4 years now, and I love what I do. I help ambitious working school age moms build a legacy revenue online while nurturing home and family life. And it's 2 degrees right now, feels like -4, -3, I think. But surprisingly, still tolerable for me, but I need to wear my gloves. Just a side note, you know what? I love these gloves. I got it from Soya and Kyo. I think it's a Canadian company. I think the first and before this, the very first gloves, like leather gloves I bought, was from Winners when I was, new here in Canada 7 years ago. And I really love that one. It has a little bling bling here, but because of use, wear and tear, it started peeling off. I don't know if it's a real leather. I don't want to let that go, but still, it's hard to use. So this is actually my second leather gloves here, and it's funny. Just a tip. So I went to Soya and Kyo. I love their jackets as well, and I found that it cost like 120, $130, like for gloves, for a pair of gloves. I was like, oh my gosh. And they don't have like the exact size. When you're going to a store and you're meaning to buy something, but it doesn't sit right on you. So I had to walk out the store. I was like, okay, I've been thinking about it because I need a new pair of gloves. And then I thought of going to Winners. Winners is like also a shopping store here in Canada, but there are different variations, like all different brands, branded, non-branded, are there. Not really the huge brands, but really nice Canadian brands as well. So I went there, and the very first thing I saw is a pair of gloves that I want. Talked about RAS, like reticular activating system. When you want something, like if you want a red car, all of a sudden you see all the red cars. If you want this specific house, all of a sudden you saw the specific house, right? And so I got it, and guess what? It's like $40 versus the $120 price. I don't know, maybe because of the deal. It's not on sale, but it's like I believe this is true. So there you have a little tip there. So upon I just drop off the kids, this is my usual route. And as much as I, if if I can tolerate the weather, I go live just so it's also out of my list already before I dive on home. Because for some of you who've been following me for a while, I've mentioned that when I as soon as I go home, I would see the mess. I would clean it up, and then the bigger task, the bigger balls that I need to do get pushed down. So it doesn't make you feel good. So I'm knocking this off first thing. And I don't know, for some reason I got a little emotional because the school of our sons, we used to live like right next to it. It was our very first apartment. Our good, actually, the brother of my husband's college friend, he used to be a manager, building manager. So he helped us got that unit, and it's pretty good. you know, newly renovated, new stove, new fridge. It's a one bedroom, and it has the built-in air conditioning and heating unit, and it's very close, like right next to the school. So that makes us very convenient. That it made it very convenient for us to drop off the kids. We can just go down 5 10 minutes before school time, and they won't be late. And that also brought us to seeing him during lunch, recess, anytime there's a break time for them. We would just peek out the door, out of the window of our bedroom. So we have this, like, yeah, maybe like 5 feet long window or so. Oh, maybe smaller, but it's horizontal, so we can peek and we can see exactly like the yard. That's where the window of our bedroom was facing. So when we look down, we used to live at the 12th floor, so we can see pretty much. We can still recognize who's in there, especially our son, and we know he has a red jacket. So I'm talking about our eldest son. And when we moved here to Canada in 2016, so he was 7, and then our youngest just turned 3. Was turning yeah, just turned was turning 3, and of course we're very grateful. Like, free education, you don't need to pay anything. I remember the time that I enrolled him at his school, and I signed all the documents. I submitted all the requirements, and I was looking at the staff like that. I was like, we were looking blankly at each other, and I was like, do I need to pay anything? And she was like, no, you don't need to pay anything. There's no payment. I was like, oh yeah, right. Of course, I know, like, it's free. Like, the primary education is free. There are private schools, of course. But it just feels different. It feels surreal that we're not paying any tuition fee, because in the Philippines, we're very huge with education. I think with any parents, regardless of your location. And yeah, so we used to pay a huge amount of tuition for his grade 1 and grade 2 education. I know my husband and I both know that we eventually are going here to Canada, so we want our son to experience like the premier education in the Philippines. So, not to brag, but something to inspire as well. We were able to send him to LaSalle. It's both are private, all boys school, LaSalle, De La Salle University, like, sorry, De La Salle, like, for primary in Green Hills, and the other one for his grade 2 Ateneo grade school. So I'm very grateful for that. We're able to do that. It's not a walk in the park, but we're able to manage to send him to those schools. So coming here, we know our son is very he can socialize, and it hasn't been a problem for us in the Philippines. And then, so when we came here to Canada, we didn't know what to expect. How our children would adapt. Of course, a huge part of us are worried. Like, this is a totally new environment. Although they speak English already back home in the Philippines, so we don't worry much about that. But there was so many instances when we would peek out the window of our bedroom window, and we would see our son, and it would break our heart. Why? Because we would often see him alone, just walking, back and forth, and he and the other kids, they are either talking with someone one on one, or they have a group. They clearly know their group because we arrived here April of 2016. So technically, that's like what, 9 months already? 8 months. September, October, November, September, October, November, September, sorry, March, April. 8 months of schooling already. So the kids pretty much have formed their cliques, their group of set of friends. And so for the first few weeks, when we would peek, and then we were ecstatic to see him there, like, oh, that's Lucas. Uh, And it's nice to see him there because those first few weeks we don't have any jobs yet. So we had all the free time in the world. Um, and our youngest was staying home because we were still waiting for the approval of waitlist at the daycare and also the subsidy. So those are the things that we were just super concerned about, our children in the first few weeks, few months of us here being in Canada. So we would see him just walking, back and forth, and it seems like he doesn't have any friends to talk to yet. So maybe in the first few weeks, okay, maybe he's still adjusting. But I think a few weeks went by, and we're still seeing him most of the time alone. Sometimes just sitting down, mostly just r- walking, and literally alone. And it breaks our heart as parents to see that. So we were not sure, like, if he's fine, what was he thinking, and a part of us would also think, was it a good decision to move here for our kids, those things. And oh, it's one day. And of course, a part of us is, and I was reading, I remember I have this book, The Power of a Praying Parent. I saw it from a post of Ina Raymunda. He's a celebrity mom in the Philippines. And I got it from Kindle, and it actually a guide to, like, it, like, sometimes we're just lost for words on how to pray. Sometimes you just blurt out, Lord, please help us. And so it's so nice because it has the specific words on what guide, like prayer guides, that really resonates with me. I didn't have that book yet, but it reminded me that those seasons in our lives as parents, that we really prayed hard, like me specifically, praying that our son would open up, come up out of his shell, that he would be able to adjust pretty well in school, that he would find his friends, that he'll be able to adapt, slowly but surely in our new home country, and to appease also our worries as parents, because of course, as parents, we want the best experiences for them. And it's a huge move, like, whatever decisions we make as parents, it's our children who basically experience the, the one of the most significant effects, right? So I remember praying, like, Lord, um, guide us as parents to show him also the best things that he could do, how he can adjust well, how he can approach other students, and because some, yes, he speaks English, but sometimes there are different way of, like, different backgrounds talking differently. The accent, there you go, that's the word I'm thinking. And we thought maybe he is having a hard time understanding them, or he's shy, so we're praying so hard for that. That was a very challenging season. And if you're a parent, and I'm no parenting expert, I'm sharing also because I know maybe one way or another you'll learn something and you get to know more of me as well as a parent. And that was 7 years ago. And looking back right now, like, he would bring friends at home, which is what we like because we get to know his friends. So he was able, back then, he was able to, so after that, and then in the next school year, he was able to find his certain group of friends. So he had, like, best friends for a few years, and then he started forming another group that they tend to, because they changed classes, and he had, like, I think five really close friends after he graduated from that primary school. And now he also got started to, it's his second year in, what they call that, in high school. And we saw him that, he had really, we always talk to him, like, who's this friend, who are you with? So sometimes we have an idea. And the other day, well, last week, I think Friday, or yeah, Friday, he brought home a friend as well, and we got to talk to him as well. So it's nice. And yeah, pretty much he is so good right now at forming relationships, and we're so grateful. And I think that was, of course, a huge part of that is praying as a parent. So I am so grateful for that, and it draws us closer to God. And sometimes I'm guilty. I'm just praying so hard when I need something, but I know it's now I'm trying to incorporate it every day, every not just every morning, every single waking moment of our lives, of my life as a parent, to pray, of course, for my children, and that I be able to inspire other parents like me to pray for their children as well. So, yeah, that's my Monday inspiration for all of you. Monday value. Let's see if I can press this one. Okay, I think I need to remove my thing. Good morning. Hey, Jessica. Guess what? We're on our day what? Uh, it's November. Oh, we're on our 27th day, Jessica, of going live every day. Thank you so much for always following, and I hope you get inspiration. If you get, some inspiration here, comment I like for inspiration. And if you find value in this, feel free to share away or tag somebody, a parent who's also, maybe wanting to, oh, who's also praying hard, or if you believe in the power of a praying parent, type letter P for prayer, so you can connect as well. Thank you so much, and see you again, maybe later or tomorrow. Okay, and enjoy it. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week ahead of you. Okay, bye